Unaffordable medical supplies and lack of access to necessary healthcare services? Ouch! I'm Morgan Simonson, and today I'll be discussing type 1 diabetes and its prickly healthcare implications. Type 1 diabetes is caused by an autoimmune reaction that destroys the cells in the pancreas that make insulin, which is the hormone that enables blood sugar to enter the cells. Without insulin, blood sugar builds up in the bloodstream and can be extremely damaging to the body. Type 1 diabetes can be managed by living a healthy lifestyle, controlling blood sugar, getting regular health checkups, and becoming educated on self-management. Individuals with this disease take daily insulin shots or wear an insulin pump to manage blood sugar levels. According to the American Diabetes Association, the total cost of diagnosed diabetes in America is estimated to $327 billion per year. These costs are even more piercing at the individual level for type 1 diabetics. Research from the International Diabetes Federation found that 51% of type 1 diabetics found that their diagnosis has put a strain on their family, and 46% expressed concern about the cost of diabetics medication alone. Numerous scientific studies have found that health insurance problems make it harder for people to manage their diabetes, as uninsured adults with diabetes are far less likely to receive needed care and effectively manage their disease. Even those with health insurance have difficulty obtaining necessary coverage. Piercing finances, along with inadequate accessibility to necessary healthcare services, create an imperative need for better education and affordable medication. There are many studies and data collections in support of this pressing issue facing type 1 diabetics. The ADA and researchers at Georgetown University examined case studies regarding the availability, affordability, and adequacy of health insurance with people with diabetes. The studies demonstrated how it can be easy to lose health insurance. People reported losing job-based benefits and needing protections under the COBRA Act to remain temporarily insured. However, many of these individuals were unable to afford or claim this coverage. These studies also established how regaining health insurance may be difficult. When new coverage was available, participants often found it unaffordable or inadequate. The overall findings demonstrated there are not enough safeguards to guarantee available, affordable, and adequate healthcare coverage for all people in the United States, regardless of their circumstances. The economic and healthcare accessibility issues associated with type 1 diabetes are further intensified amongst existing health disparity subpopulations. Evaluation of a variety of electronic health databases suggests that racial ethnic minorities, as well as individuals who have a low socioeconomic status, bear disproportionate burdens of type 1 diabetes. Additionally, the problems of healthcare accessibility and affordability are experienced on a much greater scale for type 1 diabetes specifically. This is due to the fact that type 1 diabetes is a lifelong autoimmune disease and usually begins during adolescence, creating longer periods of healthcare expenses. Type 1 diabetics have a constant need for insulin, medication, testing supplies, and specialized care. Type 2 diabetes needs may not be as severe, whereas type 1 medical intervention is absolutely necessary to prevent health complications that could result in death. What are some plausible solutions to ease this sticky situation? Some suggested mechanisms to improve diabetes healthcare accessibility include interventions focused on navigation through healthcare system transition, increased usage of telemedicine video conferences for appointments, involvement of specialty clinical programs and medical assistance programs, specialized clinician training and procedures, inclusive insurance coverage, limiting insulin pharmaceutical prices, and most importantly, an overall health systems change to improve healthcare quality and outcomes. Many new initiatives aimed at minimizing the health disparities felt by type 1 diabetics are focused on making the price of insulin more affordable in the United States. There are several affordable insulin petitions and organizations emphasizing this movement. A major development in the insulin affordability movement is the recent law passed by the state of Colorado that caps the copayments of insulin at $100 a month for insured patients. Colorado is the first state to enact such a sweeping legislation aimed to shield patients from dramatic insulin price increases. The most promising solutions to combat the health disparities felt by individuals with type 1 diabetes involve major policy changes in healthcare coverage, federal and regional legislation, and pharmaceutical retail prices. In the short term, individuals can help to minimize the prickly effects of type 1 diabetes by having comprehensive knowledge on their insurance options and coverage, becoming educated on the topic of diabetes and its healthcare implications, and advocating for large-scale healthcare solutions that increase accessibility and affordability. Now I leave you with some final questions. How do you believe insulin price caps will affect overall national diabetes expenditures? And what are potential policy mechanisms to increase health insurance coverage for diabetes-related medical costs? Thank you.